Good morning, welcome to Going to Ground on Palm Sunday, a day filled with memories if, like me, you went to church as a child and spent the service peeling apart the palm cross that you'd been given into fraying it into tiny strips, or perhaps unfolding it into a single long piece and trying then to put back together its secret origami. Or more enjoyably still, perhaps like me, you used it as a sword, playing with your neighbours, maybe during the peace. and of course, the palm cross, is a powerful and welcome symbol, but the cross has been used for all kinds of things over the centuries. And today I wanted to read you my longer weekly written piece, the words for which are on my blog, my WordPress site down in the Ephra, and the photos of the cross I'm going to tell you about are on my Instagram feed. So this piece is called The Fatal Junction. Neck bent back to a hammerhead in ecstatic adoration and clad in a shelled mantle. Mallet in one hand, and in the other the figure grips a fecund branch, drawn down to his eye, close as a kiss. Nowhere is this explained. So the cross at St. Peter, Codford, one of the finest pieces of Anglo-Saxon stonework in England, is muted in its beauty. The dangling catkins may be those of an alder tree, or alternatively the vine's yield envisaged in St. John's Gospel, a motif of God's wayward people and of Christ, their fruitful stock. Others recognise the fertility god Sakelos and see this cross tangled with pagan imagery, like the green men gurning from parochial gutters. Whatever it means, the pristine condition is what truly hits home, showing all the freshness and feel of an arts and crafts item, especially the wayward chisel of Eric Gill, a full millennium before that movement. We can see the vine dresser's curving calf, the line of his nose, the ridge and furrow landscape of his clothes. This is because the Codford cross was recovered from a recess inside the walls of St. Peter's in the 19th century, a quiet anchorite biding its time. From the immense patience of churches, it emerged into the chancel and now stands at the side like an uncertain communicant. Most glaringly, it isn't a cross at all, just a stub or shaft whose top section must yet be buried or bricked in hereabouts. And I can't quite decide how I feel about this elegant stem, about engraved women and men surrendering to spring's golden bough. I want to go with its grain, but also know we need Easter's knot in the wood, Good Friday, to halt at its fatal junction and find ourselves utterly blocked. Maybe it's the Passiontide mood, surveying photos from my screen a month later. But life with the cross lopped off feels horrific. It is unfinished, I want to cry. Motoring home across Salisbury Plain from Codford, the A360 crosses the old Imber Road, now a restricted route for army vehicles onto their gunnery range. On the verge stands a stump about the same size as the relic at St. Peter's, known as the Robber's Stone, a kind of moral boundary marker. This commemorates the spot where a Mr. Dean of Imber was attacked and robbed by 4 highwaymen one October evening in 1839. After a spirited pursuit of 3 hours, it reads, one of the felons, Benjamin Colclough, fell dead on Chitton Down, apparently having reached the cul-de-sac of his luck and strength. The plaque was placed as a warning against those who presumptuously think to escape the punishment God has threatened against thieves and robbers. a monument then to merciless natural law. I'm not sure which I would rather see, unobstructed will or the chill hand of justice. Neither, I think. Still, 2 stones, Lenten signs, flanking Wiltshire's wilderness. Goodness knows we must be stopped. Only goodness can cross those lines. God bless you as you go to ground.